Rain pressed the town flat. Thomas Reed stepped onto the city bus. 71. Silver hair neat. Hands steady. Two young men snorted. "Move it, Grandpa." He nodded to the driver. He stood so a woman with a cane could sit. Her paper bag split. Eggs rolled down the aisle. Thomas dropped a knee. He cupped 3 without a crack. A teen in a leather jacket trapped 2 with her shoes. The driver set the brake and gathered the rest. The woman cried and thanked them all. The bus hissed at Pine Square. Thomas stepped off into Thursday. Senior day at the market. Inside, a new manager barked orders like a drill. Logan on the tag. Pick it up. Lines tight. No dawdling. He saw Thomas's hair and smirked. "Sir, try to keep up." Thomas lifted his basket. "I keep the pace I can hold." Thunder shook the front glass. Lights flickered. Motors died. A toddler sobbed. Thomas planted his feet. "Stop. Breathe. We exit by rows. If the steady start speaks to you, subscribe to Echoes of Black Struggles. Like, comment, and share." Logan shouted. Everyone out. The glass did not move. An oxygen alarm chirped near aisle 5. A husband pointed to his wife. Her tank blinked empty. Thomas turned to the pharmacy tech. "Keys still work." "Open." "Bring one." He asked the teen to hold a flashlight. He cracked the valve a quarter turn. He checked the hiss. He secured the line. Color returned to the woman's face. A rack near the coolers tilted. Metal squealed. Thomas leaned his shoulder into it. "Wedge," he said. The teen slid one under the base. The weight settled. Heat built. Panic nosed the room. Thomas raised his voice 2 notes. Not loud. Firm. Parents and elders first. Carts last. Staff lead each row to the side doors. Go. People listened. They moved like a small river. Calm carried them out under the awning. Rain drummed. Someone passed pretzels. Laughter landed where fear sat a minute ago. Officer Ruiz arrived in a wet coat. She listened to staff first. She wrote with a pencil that did not care about rain. Who guided the floor? 3 clerks pointed at Thomas. The teen pointed too. My mother remembers you, Ruiz said. Hurricane 89. You hauled a generator up 3 flights. Thomas smiled. We used the door as a sled. Logan hovered. He interfered, he muttered. Ruiz lifted an eyebrow. Your front door's jammed. Spare oxygen was locked. The crowd stayed calm. How? Logan shrugged. Luck. Leadership, Ruiz said. A district supervisor stepped in with polished shoes and a thin smile. We value seniors, he said. Our team delivered a safe response. Thomas faced him. You ran to the front and forgot the motor. You mocked gray hair and learned nothing about storms. Open fire doors first. Stabilize racks. Keep oxygen in daylight. No one got hurt. Change the plan. The supervisor blinked like he had sand in his eyes. The company called a forum for Saturday. Community listening. The flyer read, chairs lined the produce aisle. Seniors filled the front row. Teens stood by the milk. The 2 young men from the bus sat quiet. The supervisor started with a safe line. We hear you. Ruiz took the mic. We write rules today. Thomas spoke like a teacher who wants you to pass. I work lines, he said. Ice. Wind. Bad ladders. Young men rush. They fall. Old hands tie knots and live. You want this store safe. Do simple things and do them every time. He read 5 lines. Post a plan at each door. Train the first step. Fire doors. Keep spare oxygen outside lock cabinets. Hold carts when power drops. Respect gray hair. Hire it. Put us where panic starts. Steady claps filled the aisle. Logan grabbed the mic. We run fast. Seniors slow the line. An older woman in a church dress stood. Seniors raise you. We read your labels. Watch your mouth. Ruiz held out a hand. Manager Pierce. Sit. The supervisor changed tone. Mr. Reed, help us write the plan. I will not take a photo check, Thomas said. Pay me 3 months to train staff and build a hand card you can read in the dark. Then hire 2 elders to lead safety and welcome. Real shifts, Real wages. The supervisor looked at Ruiz. She said nothing. He nodded. Done. Do not wait. Subscribe now. Stories like this need you. Share with one elder who kept you steady. Monday came. A mop bucket. A map. A binder. Thomas walked the store and listened. Night stalkers showed pinch points. Cashiers marked choke spots. Seniors named corners where fear sneaks in. Small fixes. Strong results. Glow tape from doors to daylight. A wooden wedge under each rack foot. Battery packs near pharmacy storage. A handbell by the front when motors fail. Cue card at registers. Stay. Breathe. Follow staff. He ran 10-minute drills. No shouting. No rush. Eye contact. Row counts. One line that works. Sir, do you want an arm or directions? Staff learned to wait for the answer. Gray hour began. Seniors greeted. They guided shoppers to low-salt and low-sugar shelves. They posted quiet times on a board. Teens carried bags. They learned to ask, not grab. Logan moved to nights. He stocked and swept. He learned the manual release on a jammed door. He said please to a woman twice his age who ran circles around him with a label gun. A little boy drifted from his mother near the cereal wall. He cried. Thomas knelt on his bad knee. Name. Eli. Thomas paged the mother without shouting. She ran up. She hugged her son. Then she hugged Thomas. We keep each other, he said. 2 weeks in, they tested the plan after closing. Ruiz watched with a clipboard. Thomas killed the main lights. Staff held carts. Fire doors opened smooth. A clerk swapped a demo oxygen tank in under 30 seconds. Ruiz wrote one word. Ready? The bus driver heard the updates at Sal's diner and smiled. He taped a small card to his dash. Remember Mr. Reed. At the counter. Thomas showed the 2 young men from the bus how to brace a door with a foot and a shoulder. He taught them a simple knot for loose cords. They practiced until the knots sat clean and tight. They looked proud of their hands. A veteran in a ball cap stopped Thomas near produce. He told a flood story from 65. A nurse thanked the team for the clear path to exits. A clerk taped a short prayer behind the register. Keep us steady. 30 days later, a second forum. No hype. Ruiz read the new policy. Big type. Plain words. Respect elders. Ask before you help. Hold carts when power drops. Open fire doors first. Keep a clear path. Train monthly. Hire gray hair. Pay fair. The supervisor signed. Ruiz signed. 2 clerks signed. Thomas signed last. Claps filled the room. Not wild. Solid. A man recalled the blackout of '03. People laughed 9 times. They cried 3. They left lighter. Logan waited with a cap in his hands. He walked up to Thomas. I talked wrong, he said. I thought loud meant strong. I am learning. Thomas shook his hand. Good. Strong looks a lot like calm. On the next Sunday, Thomas stopped by the VA hall. He sat with Earl, a friend from line crews, and Ms. Dawson, a retired dispatcher who once kept an entire county steady with a pencil and a wall map. They swapped storm stories. Ms. Dawson squeezed his hand. You kept pace when others ran, she said. Keep doing that. Thomas walked home slower on purpose. He looked at porches. He waved at 2 elders he knew from church. He carried a small whistle on his key ring. He had not blown it in years. He smiled at the weight of it. Subscribe to Echoes of Black Struggles. Set the bell. Share with one neighbor who respects gray hair. On Thursdays, the bus still hissed at Pine Square. Thomas bought oatmeal, oranges, and a paper. The greeter waved like a man who had seen winter and lived to tell it. The 2 young men carried bags now. They wiped carts. They said, Morning, Mr. Reed. He nodded and grinned. A district plaque arrived. Thomas parked it in the break room. He hung a photo next to it. Clerks, seniors, teens, smiles under a hand-painted banner. Neighbors first. Ruiz wrote 5 lines on the precinct wall. Calm beats speed. Doors need a hand plan. Oxygen needs daylight access. Elders are not a delay. They are a plan. Respect is a habit. Thomas kept his own ledger. He listed helpers, the teen in the jacket, the driver who set the brake, the clerk who fetched the key, the man who steadied the rack. He wrote Logan's name with one word beside it, learning. He sat on his porch that night. Rain eased. A neighbor's radio called a ball game. A grandchild phone asked about the old whistle he used in storms. He laughed and said it still worked. He rubbed his knee and looked up at 2 clear stars. He pictured the store map in his head. He pictured the glow tape, the wedges, the bell, the cue cards. Small things, solid things. He felt peace move through his chest like warm air. They mock my gray hair, he said to the air. Then they learn what it carries. He smiled. He set out his sweater for morning. Final lessons. Speak to elders with respect. Put safety in print where people see it. Practice the plan until it feels easy. Hire elders. Listen to them. Laugh when you can. Hold when you must. Please help us grow so we can keep bringing to you emotional true stories like this. Thank you. Subscribe now to Echoes of Black Struggles. Like and comment. Share this with one person who kept you steady in a storm. Tell us where you are watching from. Tell us the moment you felt the turn.